lauter delar ai sa hamaan vill dreven dräcka varter New Irlandum att väga rjöda och att lacka och sunger väl hölver Framsveipum med bitterjura Västerstrande i Sokjum
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Land of Ice and Snow with Davius's giant head taking up the entire screen. Alright.
Wow, thanks.
Alright, we're good. We're back to normal. Good. Alright, sorry about that. Welcome to another episode of 3B Radio. Tonight is our D&D 5th edition actual play where we are doing Land... I already said Land of Ice and Snow. It is a D&D 5th edition actual play set in an alternate history 11th century in the Nordic lands where our group of heroes is wandering about attempting to stop Fimbulwinter and an apocalypse cult that is trying to bring about the end of everything, or at least warmth. Before I get into where we left our heroes last week, let's go ahead and go around the table. I'm going to jump over and we're going to start off with Davius because Megan is in here and it just makes it easier. I'm going to say again right now, everybody minimize your Skype and stop looking at it. Don't touch it.
It literally just flipped.
Yeah. I see your screen going like this.
I'm not touching anything. Hi, my name's a lot of people know me as Davius. I'll be playing Delvin Ironslade. He's a furball rogue, more of an inquisitive than an actual rogue. He spends a lot of his time just trying to find out stuff. He likes knowledge. He likes to learn things. He's very, very, very interested in the new and the different. His problem with personal space caused him some issues back with the very fragile political hierarchy of the lands, and they decided it was much safer for everyone if he was invited to indulge his curiosity elsewhere, by which he was drugged and thrown on a boat, basically, where he woke up and met these guys, and he's been learning all sorts of interesting new stuff about finance from Kasim. And Neferetset was teaching him some things that he's pretty uncomfortable knowing now.
In retrospect.
And he's really confused about a lot of things that go on in civilization with this whole concept of owning the land somehow. But Kasim's working on teaching him how to understand that. And Agmagni doesn't go anywhere quietly, and he's not used to that either, having to sneak up on his food. So. He's just learning, how to live life a completely different way, and he's definitely found life to be much more interesting with these individuals. He's also, he's aged, and so his body's going through some changes that he's trying to learn about, and he's working out through that too.
All right. Next up, we have Sergio. Sergio?
That's you, big dog.
That's right. I'll be playing Gregor. I get to be the party's wizard. I'm a unjustly cursed person, and I am questing to try to remedy that. I find myself as a stranger in a strange land with strange people, for allies, and potentially the prisoner tonight of some evil dark elf priestesses.
No proof that they're evil just because they're dark elves.
Well, I thought they were evil because they were discriminating against me and my people.
Okay, I mean that's a reason.
Yeah, they're
that's
pretty
true.
bad.
Okay.
And
I'm not a prisoner of dark elf priestesses like in that fan fiction that they wrote about me. This is a different one. It's not going to go the same way, I think. All right. And maybe one day they'll put my name in the intro instead of Skull, who doesn't play anymore.
I'm trying to get art both for. Well, I'm trying to get art for everybody so that I can make stickers of everybody. But as I was saying right before we went live, my job is slowly killing me, and so
he literally just told you he doesn't even get to see his kids.
Yeah, my job has been treating me.
That's right. I don't want to hear excuses. Where's my
job
art?
has been killing me, and so I have not been able to redo it.
You could just put my name. You don't have to
No,
put
see,
the
I
whole
can't.
art.
I cannot justify not completely fixing it. Like, I can't go back in production value. This is like you're a new character mid-season, and we killed a character mid-season, but we're not redoing the theme song until the next season. Like, that's not working.
Got it. Makes total sense.
So,
you can just put at the end, also starring.
I've got your name and whatnot here. All right, so next up we have everyone's favorite Igor, including his own favorite, Stewie.
Yes, me. I shall be playing Igor, who is what could be called a patchwork man. Not many people can help how they were made, but obviously from the stitching and blotches of different colored skin around his body, Igor attempted to. His left eye is green, while his brown's right. He has stitching around his left wrist, but not his right, and if asked, he'll inform curious people that he did inherit his grandfather's hand, the other of which is traveling with his father in the Celtic lands.
I love the Igor. The Igor is the party's artificer, alchemist, facilitator, handyman.
Handyman. Yes, I have several in a bag. If you need any, let me know.
Alright, so next up we've got Ogmagny, Colin.
Yes. So I am Colin. I am playing the grandiose, the bombastic, the amazing, the powerful, the bearded Ogmagny Krakenbreaker. He's the paladin of glory, chosen of Thor, and member of the Stormlord's tribe. And as his title increases as the campaign goes on, he is known as the Worm Slayer, the Ogre Smasher, the Crusher of Armies, the Hammer of Traitors, the Goblin Vanquisher, the Extinguisher of Muselheim, the Slayer of the Twice Dead, Hero of Orphans, Defender of Memories, Death Smiter, the Defeater of Tyranny, as what happened last time, with aid from Thor, no one could say otherwise, and the wielder of the Great Hammer, Giant's Bane. It is his quest, nay, his obvious conclusion to this campaign that he will become a god as he ascends to fight in Ragnarok by the Azir's side.
So I like that he's adding a title every episode. We are now 30 episodes in. I'm curious to see how this ends up. We're going to have to give him a whole episode where he just tells us his full title. I'm going to have to start cutting him short.
Just me going through a book.
I'm going to start having to play him off.
It's like, hold on. Give me a second. I have Ogmagny's title book here. Hold on.
That's the Cliff Notes.
All right.
Notes.
Last but not
Have to
least,
bridge it at some point.
taking a break from going first is Julio.
Hey everybody, I'm Julio, and I'll be playing Kasim, known to some as Kasim Ibn Jabel. He is a businessman from the lands of the desert, the Babylonian lands, although by way of the Plane of Fire, where he served some time as property. He is a former... he used to run with a not-so-good crowd that took offense with his penchants for keeping his word and honoring his deals, stabbed him a bunch of times, threw him on a boat where he met most of these fine traveling companions that he hopes will be more amenable to his particular brand of Machiavellism. He has since then invested in several enterprises such as banking, and real estate, which turns out he was always invested in. He just didn't remember at the time. He is trying to create an organization that will bend entire nations to his will, and doing so in the middle of Fimbulwinter would prove to be quite a bit difficult. So he's, for now, dedicated to helping stop it.
I like it.
I'll turn you into a good guy.
I mean, let's be fair. Kasim may be neutral, but he definitely does good for the world. He's definitely at a net positive for his behaviors overall.
Kasim is most definitely lawful evil, like radiating lawful evil. But as long as goals align, he will carry on.
All right, so channel announcements. Those of you know that Monday nights are our D&D night, which is what you're here watching tonight. Tuesday nights is Conqueror's Blade. A variety of us get on there and play. Right now, Territory Wars are not happening, so we're just faffing about and enjoying ourselves. Thursday nights is also Conqueror's Blade. Saturday nights is Thursday nights is nothing. Saturday nights is more Conqueror's Blade. And then this Sunday on the 18th, I will actually be heading over to Ravnos Archon's channel. You've seen him raid us a couple of times. You've seen him in our chat. I will be playing in a Scion game over there. I'll be playing a Scion of Hades. So that'll be interesting to see where that goes up. As always, if you want to support the channel, the best thing to do is to check out our merch store where we have all sorts of cool things. And I'm constantly working to add that. Last time Stewie told us there was some lawsuits going on. I haven't heard anything more about that yet, so hopefully it means that it went away, as all good lawsuits do.
Which thing do we use? Streamlabs? I think it was something else that starts with an S, and I might have confused the two part, honestly.
That would make me happy.
Because I can't remember what it was.
So, when last we left our intrepid adventurers, they had just gone. They had just come back to Binhala after a stint in the ethereal plane where they were fighting ghosts and all sorts of nasty elves, but also drinking tea and eating cakes. So it wasn't all negative.
Yeah, man. I'm.
I fought a ghost dragon.
We almost ate.
Oh, did you have to mention tea?
So
I don't want to go get a glass.
when they returned, they found that their previously nice, if slightly corrupt town had been taken over by the very elf that had hired them to retrieve some magic items for them, who turned out to be a dark elf, which would have been a bigger reveal if they hadn't already befriended the elves in town who had let them know. Upon walking into the town, they realized that magic has now been outlawed unless you're an elf. All non-human, non-elven humanoids have been placed into one particular quarter of the city, and they attempted to arrest Gregor, but when they were walking, Ogmagni was trailing very stealthily, riding an elephant. He saw that the temple to Thor had been desecrated and decided that a better solution to this would be to murder the fuck out of everybody.
Also, I wanted to bring up something in regards to Igor's ability where he can do Pass Without Trace, which we were talking about before the stream. I'm so sorry to derail the stream for everyone who's watching, but I wanted to read this again because I thought I was right, and I am. Igor's ability is called Not Seen Nor Heard, and I'll put it in chat so that the stream can look at it. If you look at the very last sentence, it says this ability is considered non-magical for the purposes of magic detection and anti-magic
that ability, but we were discussing your artificer abilities before.
Yeah.
Right. That I don't care about.
Yes.
What I care about is not seen or heard.
You have the ability to not be a boot.
Yes.
So now, we are actually... What we are actually doing is you guys are in the alleyway where you've just murdered the Dark Elf guards, and you are making...
I mean, murder. Such a harsh word.
I thought we made it back
Well,
to the,
I was asked to rewind time ever so slightly to that alleyway to give Gregor the opportunity to just walk to the temple.
No.
Nene?
I'm taking a long rest. I'm not going to go to the temple with some of my spell slots used. The hell?
All right, fair enough. All right.
You must be... I tell you, man, you must be working extra hard if you think... You got to go see your family more.
All right, so we go...
Yeah. Stop pondering your orbs so much.
So you guys wake up the next morning.
Touch some grass.
What are you guys doing anything in the evening? It is nighttime when you arrive. Declan is in the home. Ayla is in the home. Carden is in the home. So you notice that your home has always been decently taken care of. Did anybody...
When everyone arrives, Igor's already there making tea.
Lay on hands or otherwise heal Lucius? The crow.
Who's Lucius?
The crow.
The crow?
Mitch stabilized him. I can throw however much it needs to pop him
You
back
throw a
up
couple
to
hit
full.
points at him, and he stands up, and he's like, "What the was that?" Like,
I don't know, and I'm incredibly just to let everybody know.
So interesting. A talking bird. I've seen one of your kind before. Come over here, little one. I'll fix you right up.
I've already healed him. I already did the.
I mean, Lucius doesn't mind extra attention, so he kind of like hops over.
Alright. That works.
He looks at Igor.
Igor's gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna use my healer.
Yeah, I'm not
ability.
actually gonna cost you a kit for this one. You just bandage him up, and he's like, that's nice. Lucius is like, who stabbed me?
Wasn't me. I wasn't even there, bro. Don't look at me.
I was fighting those dark elves with Thor on my side. Did you see the lightning bolts?
I saw it.
I did see the
there.
lightning.
He does what it
Quite
is. He's like,
impressive.
yeah, Thor, only person that could possibly call lightning.
That's right. He gets it.
And he just like hops off.
I'm kind of glad Megan isn't here to get mad at me for doing
I will say that at this point, Declan walks up. He pets Lucius as he hops away, and Ayla takes the tablecloth off the table, and underneath is a series of parchment maps of Binhala. And she says, "So are we going to burn the city down?"
So, since Delvin got to the house at about the time they had the fight and didn't leave, have I been able to get any of the information that we needed about where they were holding anybody?
Yes.
Any of that
Essentially,
stuff at all?
you and them had already been talking. When they heard the door open, they covered the maps back up. I'm going to go ahead and mark some stuff. So, in bright blue, this building here is the jail. And the councilmen are in there. The assumption is that Rabin is also in there.
Our little gnome buddy?
Yeah, your little gnome buddy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we gotta go get him. That's gotta happen.
That's not what I meant
Short
to do at all.
gent.
My man, because he's got a cool hat. We gotta go save the hat.
He does have a cool hat.
And he's got some nice stuff.
We must rescue the hat. The hat must be free.
So,
You just grab the hat and leave. I got what I need.
so as you guys are discussing, like I said, she essentially like lays things out and she's like, "Please tell me we're killing some people." And she looks at her
I
brother.
already did.
I wasn't planning to, but if everyone else wants to, I guess we can commit some murder. It's fine.
It's justice. It's not murders.
Did
Yeah.
Sergio ever get
Yes,
all his
Sergio
shit
did
back,
in
by
fact
the way?
get all his shit back.
Yeah.
Sergio is currently considering getting his shit back to the elves, which I find kind.
No, just the replaceable stuff.
More importantly, how is business going?
We've taken a loss because of everything going on. We're having issues moving things around. We aren't in any of the businesses that are normally helped by war.
Oh,
Time to diversify.
interesting.
Then I guess it is time to to make the market a little bit more open. Yes.
This would be best. The reality is that they are the Dark Elves are trying to control everything, and the more you try to control things, the less control you actually have as people get frustrated.
Indeed.
So she says, "What information do you need? Where are you trying to go? And how can we facilitate?"
Well, first of all, where is the council? The former council, I should say.
So she
Currently
points to the
being
map, which is where I just marked out in blue there. She says, "They are being held here. I do not know why."
All right. We're gonna use one of the abilities we have been neglecting.
Okay.
And I'm an elf. That way I don't have to worry about rolls and shit. I'm just gonna kind of wander over
Okay,
to.
so you're disguising yourself as a dark elf.
And there's gonna be scoutings done, basically. Just trying to get an idea of how hard it would be for us as a party to move through the town to get to the place. First off, that's like the most
But
important
don't
part.
they? Oh wait, I was gonna say something, but that doesn't make any sense. Only dark elves can use the magic. That's right. So you should be
Well,
fine.
so now
Right.
the
And
question
then-
here is: are you going tonight, or are you going in the morning?
I would. So morning is when are we trying to go? Because that's the time I need to scout it out. Because like it doesn't help us if we know what the guard situation looks like at night if we're going during the day,
Yeah.
and vice versa. So I need to know whatever the plan is for when we're going to try and get over there. The most important part is I want to see how hard it will be for us to move through the town. Period. Just in general, moving through the town, and once we get to, I need to find out from Kasim's posse if there are any easier or less seen ways for us to travel through the city to get to this point, and if there's a place for us to make a quick exit once we make a whole lot of noise up in this jail area.
So, Cassine's posse tells you that they have scouted most of the guard routes. There aren't as many dark elves as you would think. The dark elves are hugely better trained than the humans are, which allowed them to take the town even though they were outnumbered. They also attacked at night when no one was ready. To prevent this from happening themselves, the town is patrolled by 4-man drow patrols, dark elf patrols, at all hours of the day. But there's only so many of them, so it's easy enough to avoid the patrols themselves. Ayla says that there has to be something else watching things, because every so often people get caught even when they're nowhere near a patrol. She doesn't know what that's about, but that they've been trying to see what else is going on and they haven't been able to tell. She says that there are several Priestesses of Hell that were brought over with the Dark Elves, and at least 5 powerful wizards who...
At the mention of the Priestesses of Hell, I spit. You see me say a curse in giant and spit on the floor. Just for
Igor cleans it up.
So she says, and several powerful wizards. The first thing they did was close all the gates and then swept the town from one end to the other, and took all the magic that anybody in town had.
Ah. Do we know where that's being kept?
Ayla says we're working on it. I think they actually took it out of town back to Thali's fortress.
Okay. That would make sense. But all right. So it shouldn't be a long walk to get to the next spot. And you know,
I mean, to give you an idea, right now you guys are getting to the house. It's approximately 10 o'clock at night. You guys could reasonably wander around town some.
Are we in need of anything in the larder,
No,
however?
Cardin keeps this shit very well stocked. Between Cardin and Igor, this is the smoothest run house in all of in all of the Nordlands. But Igor, you are thrilled to see that he keeps a very detailed inventory of everything in the house, with the value down to the copper.
Oh, it's very good. Always good to keep things set.
You know, when you make the tea, he writes down, oh, this much tea was used,
And Igor just watches him as he's making the tea, and then he pours like a little more, and then it takes a little scoop out, and it's like, huh?
His beard bristles with frustration. Kasim knows that this is all done so that if
Igor
at any
will follow,
point
however-
Kasim decides he doesn't want to deal with the party anymore, He's gonna present them with a bill for used supplies.
Of course he would.
Yeah, I'm good with however. The morning, the night. I'd prefer to go in the morning, out and about. Igor in general can just
If you guys are going to be wandering about at any point, it is important that magic items that the magic items that you normally carry with you are left the fuck at home.
I wonder why.
Okay.
Yeah, not to take myself out of this, because glory and all that, but I don't know if it's a good idea if I go around. I'm not made for sneaking.
If they're not actively sneaking, you're fine. Remember that your armor is not magical, by the way.
Yeah, but I think
I'd have to.
Yes. No, you guys have a shit ton of magical items right now. I mean, not a shit ton. You guys have 2 or 3. I know Kasim.
Yeah, I know.
If everybody,
it's gonna have to be double dagger time because the spear's gonna have to stay.
Yeah, I would leave it up for the rest of you though, because last time I was out there, I kind of made a mess of things because.
Well, why don't we do this? I'll take on everyone's magical things. We'll store them in one area, and we can just hide it more easily. And Igor takes out like a small leather bag. Okay, put them in.
No, I'll keep mine in my room.
Wait, the chainmail.
All right. Anyone else?
Wait, the chainmail doesn't say anything.
Is it elven? Is it elven chain or is it mithril chain?
It just, I don't remember. It just says chainmail. Whatever you put on there.
Check real quick.
I know it's
But
not
yeah,
normal chain, but it doesn't say anything. Is what I'm trying to figure. Is what I'm saying.
Give me 1 second.
But I'm trying to be like a team player with the rest of you guys, because last time I was out there, I did not have a good time, if we want to put it like that. I kind of was trying to make sure that Gregor wasn't going to get, like, stabbed and thrown into an alley, but then I saw what they did, and...
The real question
is... And also,
is...
would the Dark Elves question the Cloak of Elvenkind on one
No,
of their own?
if you're dressed as a Dark Elf, you're probably going to be fine. Right. Okay. If you're dressed as a Dark Elf, you could probably get away with all of your stuff, but you might have to pass a deception roll, because the assumption is, again, there aren't a lot of them. They probably know who's who.
Right. That's fine.
Should have stolen one of those bodies. Just match it. There you go.
Just slice the face.
Slice and replace.
Well, he could just.
You start talking about that. Igor goes for his healing kit. Oh, would anyone like a new face? I can get that done pretty quickly.
Question. The elf lady did help me with my second tattoo, right?
Yes, you do have your second tattoo before you guys left. You guys did do that.
Okay.
Oh,
I will not need the shield anymore, so I can leave it.
I needed to talk to the other. Oh no, she's in the other village. Never mind. She's way back in the other town. Never mind.
Friend?
Yeah, the one that was helping me deal with my adolescence.
Yeah, she's not here. She's over there.
Yeah. Yeah, but basically we're gonna start with disguise self, and just casually try and walk around and see. I want to get a good idea. So this is the temple where all the fracas went on, right?
Just down the road. So you guys were probably about here-ish.
Okay. So I've got a pretty good idea from their accounting of what went on, like what that area looks like. Kasim, you said you went through the area where they were keeping all of the non-Dark Elves, right?
My associates did.
Okay. Basically, Delvin is treating this like a normal hunt. Like he's, his this is what he did, to survive. Right. So all of the investigation, he's going to be looking around to figure out patterns of movements, what the mood in areas is like, what things cause disruptions, what things people seem to be noticing, like, because it's when there's a predator around, the prey act differently. Right. So when you watch the rest of the crowd, who makes them change how they're behaving, right? Like basically like what they notice, like how they react to him as opposed to other people walking near him, like how they react, whether they make eye contact, all of that type of thing, on his way to to try and get to see what's going on around there. How many invest rolls do you need from me for
I'm gonna actually have you roll
that trip?
once, and it's gonna be, you can't fail. It's just gonna be a degree of success to see how well you do. But
Okay.
let me make sure that I understand. You are going and you're spending, let's say, 3 hours wandering around town, seeing what information you can gather. All right, cool.
100%.
Before I get your roll and get some RP with you, Gregor, what are you doing with your morning? You guys wake up, it's 8 in the morning.
Well, if
Hey, can you give
Delvin's
me
gonna go
a
get some.
Can you give me a quick link to the channel real quick on any media?
On my way.
Is anybody else leaving? Going anywhere?
No, I'll take that as a no.
I mean, I never got a clear answer from everybody because, like I said, I don't know if it's good if I go out there because I might see some of that shit again and be like, oh, I'm not having a good day.
Well,
with you guys
I'm definitely
desecrating
not making you
my
roll another
temples.
willpower check. It was the initial shock. You're now going to be in control of yourself.
Also, just an FYI, whenever Kasim gives us a room, or however, because Igor doesn't get a room. Igor sleeps under the stairs. It's fine. But whatever room Sergio's character has before he goes to sleep that night, he already has like his 4-poster bed out and like all his linen set. Like basically Igor took everything out of the room and put it into a different room and then reset all of Sergio's rooms.
Right.
So it is his
Gregor is a
things.
noble. And Igor makes sure that he lives properly. Vlad is beside himself with jealousy that there's a proper Igor in the house. So, Ogmagna, I'm going to get to you for what you're doing for the morning. But yeah, I'm not going to take away your willpower again. I don't do that often. I thought that was just a moment.
Well, I think it's fitting for him for something like that, especially since he kind of was helping build that temple up more.
Gregor, so what were you? So nobody else right now has said that they are leaving. What are you wanting to?
It's probably a good idea that we all stay at the house, except for the ones that are out to gather information until we actually start the breakout. So,
do we know where, these guys are being held?
The house marked in the blue circle is the jail.
All right.
We don't know too many specifics about it yet. That would be some more information gathering that you guys need to get on there.
And Kasim, you seem to know people around here. Do you know?
I know people who know people.
I feel like you know the kind of people who can get things that are hard to get.
Oh, absolutely.
Since all these things, any magical things have been confiscated, do you know somebody who can get some scrolls?
As a matter of fact, Cardin.
Yes.
My good friend, what has happened to our Fendim Rabin and his shop?
Robin has been captured and jailed for a refusal to stop producing magic items. And for being a gnome.
Huh.
The charge was excessive shortness.
As Igor's making tea for everyone, he's gonna be like, "That's understandable."
Yeah, that makes sense.
Excessive shortness.
Excessive shortness.
So everybody's allowed to be short, but he just abused it.
Too much, man.
It's like being drunk in public. You're a gnome in public.
Do you know if they confiscated all the items in his shop, or if they just closed it down?
I'll send one of the kids to check.
Don't you worry about that. It gives me something to do in the morning.
Is he confined to the same house as the council? Or...
Normally, that's only for high-value targets. I have no way to confirm that he's in there.
I see. Well, if we could guess his whereabouts, it would be perfect.
Right now, in there are all of the humanoid council members, as well as the human council members who refuse to take over the worship of Hela and her husband Balder.
Hela and Balder?
They've somewhat perverted Balder's worship to be the perfection of humanity.
Oh.
And so between Hela and Balder, you have the Dark Elves and the humans leading them to goodness. Baldar, supposed to be the perfect
So he's
specimen of humanity, but generally just a dick.
I laugh from the other room. Sorry. I thought it was
So
funny.
they turn him into like a Zaris creature.
Yeah. Do you guys ever play Forgotten Realms? There was a god of racism, a human god of racism in the Forgotten Realms, and his whole
Makes
thing was
sense.
like the perfection of the human form and how every other humanoid is a perversion thereof. That's kind of how they're worshiping Baldar here.
Balder's just a dick. Oh, I'm so perfect,
I mean,
oh yeah?
We don't know that.
Right. We don't know if Baldar himself is a dick, or they're just worshiping him that way.
Yeah, they're doing it wrong. They're doing it all wrong.
So yeah, you guys, that is part of what's going on right now. So Gregor?
My friend Gregor here is interested in getting his hands into some items of the magical persuasion. Do we know someone who could provide now that our good Effendi Rabin is otherwise indisposed?
Cardin looks at you and he says, well, there is a Jotun that has access to some magic stuff that we could ask.
Does he have fake hands?
Yeah.
Oh, it's that
Theory,
dick.
Oh,
Theory
we're
has not been
shit.
arrested. Even...
We're taking all his shit. I mean, we should go talk to him.
Yeah, with a knife.
Theory was not arrested.
Tuna.
He, we don't know if he's directly
Is
involved.
he a sympathizer?
But they didn't take away any of his powers.
So,
He must be a sympathizer.
Oh, other question I had to ask. The 2 daggers me and what's name were working on, they're here,
They are done,
right?
yeah, because you guys were gone for 6 months.
But they're here. Like, they weren't confiscated with
Oh,
somebody else.
no.
They're in the house.
Cardin played 3-card Monty with all of your magic stuff that was in the house. Every time they went to search a house, the magic stuff got moved to a different house.
I love Cardin.
It's my boy.
I'm going to take Cardin out and teach him how to actually hunt.
Cardin knows how to hunt, but it's fat pockets and thick women.
Then we definitely going to hang out, and I'm going to teach him how to hunt. We furballs like I'm thick.
So I imagine that before we effect our breakout of the council and such, we should probably pay our friend who has the fake hands a visit.
Okay, so you guys want to go to Theory's house first? Okay.
Possibly.
Please wait till I get back. I want a piece of that.
Okay.
Bitch.
All right, so
I'm cutting something off of him.
I know Delvin is out and about. Ogmagny, you're staying indoors just to make sure you don't have to smush anyone like a Gallagher act.
Yeah, I know we
Actually-
talked about it before. I know we talked about it before, whatever, but he's gonna try again in the morning.
Okay.
He's gonna pray.
As you pray, you again notice that the gods are silent, almost as if the gates of Midgard the gates of Asgard are closed.
This isn't good. This isn't good at all.
So he's praying. Gregor, what are you doing? Kasim has told you that
anybody else
there is a contact, but that you guys are going to wait till later on in the day to get to him.
So I'll wait till later on. I'll just lounge around.
I like lounging. Igor,
What
what
do
are
I
you
do?
doing?
You guys gonna go ahead and check out Rabin's house.
All right. Igor, you start walking in that direction. Kasim, are you also just lounging, or are you? Well, I imagine that you're managing the particulars of your business.
Yes, I'm
All
taking care of business. Like in my absence, I know things have not slacked because Cardin is a very proficient assistant manager. But you know, sometimes the boss has to like make sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's
Cardin
are
was
dotted.
the velvet glove. Ayla was the iron gauntlet, and between the two of them, they kept things going. But go ahead and give me a
I love those
charisma
two.
roll to. Well, I will let you to pick a skill and roll, and we'll see how your criminal empire has been going.
Ah,
Pick a skill and then give me a justification, right? Like you just.
athletics, because that's my best skill.
Let me tell you that that is why I added the phrase "and give me a justification."
That was the justification.
Knowledges would be good.
I'll take insight,
Insight
if that's
sounds
cool
great.
with you, because I am going to be asking questions, and I need answers to those questions. And also, I always have advantage to insight because of my eyes in the Dow.
Yeah, that's fine. Fuck it. Whatever. Dale.
God damn it.
The minute you said it, I'm like, nope.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
what you know is that the business has been proceeding as planned. There's been no major losses. Card managed to insulate it against the difficulties that are currently happening in town, but no actual gains either. So you managed to stay more or less the same.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Usually, totalitarianism is good for black markets and such.
But you weren't focusing on black markets.
Right.
You were focusing on legitimate business like banking and whatnot. Totalitarianism is terrible for loans because nobody.
You are
because no one
absolutely
has it.
correct.
He does say that the money lending operation has started, but it's difficult because you don't have a human representative now, and the humans are.
Well, Elias.
Well, right. Which is my next sentence was going to be the human that you have is Babylonian.
No, understandable.
So,
nobody
Delvin,
trusts
go ahead
us.
and give me that first
Us
investigation roll.
Babylonian merchants.
Who are you asking for
Delvin.
an investigations roll
He
from?
said Delvin. Also, remember, as an
Okay.
inquisitive,
I didn't hear that.
I do have advantage as an
Yeah, I
inquisitive.
know. This is what you're good at. Bro, you guys.
Don't announce
What the fuck, guys?
What the fuck,
It's that kind of day.
dude? That's
Apparently, you
So
got
Delvin-
I rolled a
distracted.
0.
Delvin, I told you that there was no fail. This is just a degrees of success roll. Ideas that I took from Modifius and Infinity because very pretty. The dice are cold today. Well, it's been
0. That's my bonus.
Yeah, you rolled a 5 and a 2. So.
Wow, that's horrible.
In the
Okay.
first part of your wandering about, you are essentially staying towards the southern part of town.
Hmm.
You're taking note. You notice that the patrols are 3 glavemen and 1 swordsman, and that they are all carrying pouches. A moment, and you notice that the pouches are full of some sort of dust. That's your first part of the morning. Are you going to try and interact with anybody? You see humans wandering about. You see actually as you come towards that southern gate there, you see parties of dark elves are arriving, civilian dark elves.
I'm gonna try and like what type? What's the makeup? Can I like pick out? Is there anything identifying like stonemasons or just rich people or?
It looks like what
Yep.
they are doing is setting this up as a dark elven home, and so it is all walks of life. Mostly
Okay,
well off. You know very well
Mhm.
that when settlers happen, it takes money to move,
Right.
and so that's a thing. These are not refugees.
Do any appear to be heading in a disorderly direction?
I mean,
like,
so they're coming through the southern gate, right? And they're
Right.
just coming in. You notice that most of them are going into the castle village. If
Right.
you go to the gate, you notice that they're each being given, each familial group is given a piece of paper.
okay. If I'm gonna try and give you what would you want to try and mingle in with a group? Like not like actually be in amongst them, but like kind of just.
Let's say,
Tag folks, no-
like you're sidling up to the club and you're tagging along with a group to make sure you get through the rope. Go ahead and give me a deception roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you mingle into a group, and do you speak? You don't speak. You definitely don't speak Svartalfer. Do you speak
No,
any
I don't
Elven?
speak Svartalk, but yes. I speak Elvish.
Right. So, but you speak the Celtic dialect. You can understand them.
Right.
But
Elvish
if you speak
and Sylvan.
yeah, but if you speak it, it's very obvious that you're not from around here. So you stay quiet and you're
Right,
listening to
do
them.
have-
Give me a straight intelligence roll to see how well you're doing with this.
You ain't from around here, are you?
You ain't from around here, are you? I don't know if my advantage will count on that or not,
Advantage for what?
but I don't know. I was just hoping.
I just wanted. No,
I mean, I could try. I could come up with
Can
a
I have-
justification for it, but I don't know if it makes sense.
so
I mean, it's a situation where I'm trying to do investigations and learn something.
oddly enough, I was going to give you advantage because you did spend a fair amount of time with Viola, and so you've gotten some idea of the northern elven dialects. But you're catching quite a bit. Like you're listening to them. You see that they're talking that there's a portal in the woods not far from here, and that all these elves are coming from Svartalfheim, which is another one of the 9 realms, and that it is shitty, and that there is no sun there, and so they are coming here. Like part of it is an invading force, and part of it is regular people. Now that this town has already been taken over.
Once we get to about this portion, I'm gonna start, separating myself from them so I can get over into here or whatever. Until then, I'm doing, helping the older ladies carry stuff and that type of thing.
So what you find out is the piece of paper lets them know which house is theirs now.
Cool.
All right, so go ahead.
Did I see anybody who had papers for any of the houses that I recognized from when we were in town?
Nah, you didn't get close enough to any of the papers.
Sounds good.
All right, so Igor, you walk over to Raven's house, and it is a beautiful little bookshop. It is like the bookseller store in Beauty and the Beast, but it also has like little coffee stands, and it's just a very delightful little magic items store. However, it has been completely shuttered, and you see that there is a winged black cat sitting on the porch.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna keep I'm gonna look at it as if as I'm looking at the rest of the town, taking everything in, because this is Igor's first time here, and I'm gonna go past it. And is there like a way, like an alleyway behind it or some such, or is it all just like storefront and then block
alleyway,
housing
but you have
all
to go
around?
like down the block, and then you get into the alley.
Sounds good. Igor's going down the block and then
You
maybe
get
down
to the alley. You see that the alley is actually clean because most of these shops have been closed.
Oh, very nice. Igor's will definitely talk about, oh, it's very good. They have a very nice cleaning service around here. As he continues to walk down the alley.
You're basically counting buildings so that you remember which one you get to. You get behind Rabbins, and you see that while the front door was human-sized, the back door is gnome-sized.
Oh, wonderful. Is there anything I want to have a good look around, make sure that there's no other winged animals perched
you do not see
watching.
any other winged animals perched watching. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Note that I said you see nothing before
and
perception check.
Correct. This is also going to be +2 from whatever I end up rolling.
Jesus, is that
Oh,
kind of
jeez, that's terrible.
Okay, yeah,
I see
nothing.
nothing.
That night.
Oh yeah.
I know why I stayed in.
The door that he has, is it locked or is it bolted? How does it look like
it
it's
has a
sealed?
lock.
Is it just a lock? Okay. Igor will try and pop the lock real quick.
You walk over. Give me that
Let's
thieves tools roll.
This is going to be plus, since I'm using a tool set, +5, +6.
So it's 8.
No, +6 total.
See, strength? No, I don't want to use strength. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Dexterity. There it is.
That's far off.
So 19.
You said +6, so it would be 17.
Oh,
It's okay.
17. Sorry.
You walk over. Pop, 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 pop. The lock pops over. And the door opens, and you hear a faint buzzing sound.
So lightsaber.
Can I give a roll to
Yes.
determine what that is?
It's going to be Knowledge Arcana, please. Everyone's
Knowledge
favorite.
Arcana. Yeah, this is also still plus. Damn. Yeah, no, that's
Right.
terrible.
You're like,
It's a whole 10.
buzzing. No idea what that's about.
have a
You walk in and close the door behind you. Give me another perception check. Okay.
That's better.
So you see that the building is actually entirely back room. And as you walk up to the front, you see shelves. A lot of the shelves have been emptied, but not everything. There's a small door that leads to a counter, and then in the counter you see the front area, which I've described to you all before. It's very nicely appointed. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry. So you walk through the storage room to the front counter, and think of it almost like you've walked into like a Starbucks. You know that there's one or two tables, but for the most part, everything's behind the counter. Almost everything has been cleared off. It looks like. Well, go ahead and tell me what you're doing now that you've seen things.
Are there any magical items, implements, or scrolls
have to do detect
about
magic.
that I can see?
Do you have that?
Detect
do you have
magic.
that-
Oh, that's terrible.
Do you have that memorized, or do you want to cast it as a ritual, which will take you 10 minutes?
I mean, hold on. Let me reduce this. Stop being so big.
That's what she said?
I actually
At all?
don't have detect magic. No. Well, why would I have detect magic for? I help. I don't detect things. Anything that is there anything about that looks like it could be a magical
you find
implement
some
or
scrolls.
a scroll?
You find some books.
Okay.
Some glass bottles.
Oh, those are coming with me. Yeah, okay. Like it's all
As
going
you
in the
are
bag of
like,
holding.
Yeah, you got a bag of holding? Just fucking put everything in there. What the fuck?
It's literally what I'm
okay.
doing.
You reach in to grab something off the thing, and just as you reach your hand in, you see two yellow glowing eyes looking back at you.
Two yellow glowing eyes. All right, I'm going to let me see. I'm gonna go ahead.
Use mage hand instead of your own hand. How's that?
Yeah, I'm gonna reach into the bag. All right, I'm gonna take out another hand, and I'm gonna scoop the thing with the eyes into the bag.
And you go to scoop the thing with the eyes, and it's a cat, and it jumps at you.
Oh, whoop. Oh, good. Bag's
Give
open.
me a dexterity
Whack.
check.
My cat. Would this be considered
call
a
it a
save
save.
or just a check? All right. Well, then
So
that's plus
you
2.
somehow managed to herd
17.
a cat, a winged cat, into your bag. You're like, fucking just tighten that shit. It's a bag of holding,
All right,
so
well, I'm
instead
done.
of seeing what would be a bag with a, you see like a little.
Yep. Well, cat's staying in there for now. I'm not opening the bag. Anything else I can like put on my person, I take with me, and then I fuck off. As I'm leaving the alley, I pop open one of my experimental elixirs of transformation. That's what I
Okay.
rolled earlier, the 5 and the 6. I pop that real quick before I exit the alley, so no one sees me, and I transform myself completely for 10
you
minutes,
transform yourself
and I head to
into?
the house. What's his name? The guy who, the servant,
Cardin?
the other servant that Julio has.
Pardon.
Into a dwarf.
Pardon. So it's not like, yeah, that's fine. And I just like, and I try and like
Alright, give me a
surreptitiously move
stealth
myself
roll.
about. If I see anyone that, you want a stealth roll?
Oh,
Seen,
okay.
not heard.
All right.
If anyone looks at me suspiciously, just seen, not heard immediately.
It's just about an hour and a half passes, and Cardin shows up at the door. answered by Cardin, who immediately punches Igor so hard.
See, we've had this problem before.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So
I was really hoping it was going to be one of us. So we could do
Cardin
that.
may have a little bit of PTSD.
So Gregor, Ogmagny, and Kasim, you hear, "Ah, he's back!" Boom! And you guys run downstairs, and you see Cardin wrestling with Cardin.
Changeling! And I grab my axe.
Oh, no, not again. I grab them both, separate them.
This time we do it right, and I go to swing at one of them. Like, about to, I guess.
Roll a d2.
Eh?
Yeah, roll a d4.
D2.
That's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Igor.
2.
He is swinging his axe right at you.
Let me think. You know what?
He's like, hold on a second.
Sanctuary.
You go to swing at him,
What is
and
that?
your axe twists and hits the floor.
And I
And
got
then
more magic!
Igor's gonna say, "Excuse me, sir. Do you mind if I dispel this
And
real
you hear
quick?"
Igor's voice coming out of Cardin II.
My god, the changeling sounds like Igor now, too!
So I
Changeling,
let real Cardin
Really
down.
Don't trust it. Kill it. Kill it with fire.
Cardin's spitting
Spine it,
mad.
quick.
He's like, the next person I see with my face, losing the face.
I'll dispel the
He
the
steps on
elixir.
your foot and walks into the kitchen.
You gotta
Really
warn
should
us.
He
not
like
have
walks
done
off
this.
grumbling. He's like 15
Yeah.
people in the entire group and organization. He just has no respect for.
He has a thing with people pretending to be him. I would
Yeah,
not
well,
recommend you
if
do it
he-
again.
You know, if I had a face as beautiful as his, I would also be worried about that.
Right.
Got a bag of-
No, seriously, I have a collection of faces, and none of them are as beautiful as yours.
I do have quite a few. Just don't go into the basement. I'll have to say, Lady Nefertset left me quite the collection.
Oh, come on!
Literally, like Nefertset left and Igor took over. And he's like, "Oh, look at all these bodies and bits and bobs that I found. How
Awesome.
wonderful!"
Now you can make some friends, huh?
Exactly.
Igor, where have you been?
I'm sorry, sir. I went to pick you up some things. Do you have a moment, by the way? There's a cat that has some wings stuck in the bag. And I
You're
start
going
like
to let the
taking
cat
out
out
all
of
the
the
different...
bag, Igor? Is that what you're trying to
Hold
do?
on.
Yes, I will. And Igor starts taking out all the things. I also stopped
Hold
by
on, you
Rabbit's
reach into the
place
bag?
and grabbed a few bits and bobs. No.
No.
The bag's sealed on the table, and I tell them
Okay,
that there's
alright.
a winged cat
Alright,
in there
cool.
that was watching
Oh.
me.
All right, well.
And then I start taking
Got
like,
it,
off
got
my
it, got it.
person
I was just
whatever
making
other
sure.
bits and bobs I was able to grab. Yeah, no, I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna
That
open
cat
the
would
damn
have
bag.
bit the shit
Igor,
out of you.
open the bag.
Open the basement, please.
So,
Open the bag. Yes, sir. However you'd prefer. If you wish for me to open the bag, I have no problem with that. And I hold
If
the neck
the,
of the bag
Okay.
shut as I like.
If a rabid wild cat comes out, I'll put it to sleep.
Okay.
And I do it away from me and away from everyone else. I'm like, whoop!
You
and make
guys have
sure all
read
the
that
windows are
meme
shut.
about how to wash a cat? You know, add several squirts of soap into the toilet, flush it a couple of times, and then open the lid but get out of the way. That is how this cat comes out of here. Except instead of just fur, it's fur and feathers. As soon as it leaves, though, Gregor's like, and sleep. And he's like, because it's just...
Aw, you sleepy kitty. It's so cute, so warm, so fuzzy. It's so sleepy. It's tuck her
Just so you're
down.
aware, sir, I do believe that this may be the reason people keep getting caught without the guards being near.
Do you think really that the dark elves would have cats with wings?
I don't know if it's the Dark Elves, sir, but I do believe this is the reason.
So, the cat is now asleep. What is you
It's
guys'
gonna-
next goal for that? For innocent cat?
Let's
do you have a cage to
Vivisection.
put this
A
thing
what?
in?
I mean, we gotta cut it up.
Something to put
somebody
this
should be
cat
able to tell what
in?
it is, man, before we cut it up.
There,
yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna cut it.
there
I'd
is a
say we just
cage. Cardin
put
does
it-
have several cages.
But yeah.
One of the younger boys was trying to do an exotic animal trade, but it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember trying to run that hustle when I was his age. Oh, the tenderness of youth.
So Igor's gonna pull aside Gregor and inform Gregor that he thinks that this is one of the familiars for one of the wizards that moved in.
A familiar for a wizard that moved in.
They did inform us that several wizards did move in, several extremely powerful ones, as a matter of fact.
Oh, Dark Elf wizards.
I don't remember what type of wizard they said. I heard wizard.
Oh, okay.
So while you guys are pondering,
well-
hold on, I'm gonna go take care of Delvin while you guys are pondering. Feel free to use Discord chat or whatever to discuss. Delvin, so you've now crossed the bridge and you're now in the orb ward.
That's where he went to
goes
ponder.
Can someone explain to me why that old ass picture of a wizard has suddenly become a meme?
Because
I can tell you
stuff
exactly,
happens.
but I don't think
Okay.
I don't think
Alright,
Twitch
fair.
wants to hear it.
So Delvin, you're now in the orb ward. Go ahead and give me that next investigation roll as you wander about. Do this one. Oh, you already have advantage. Never mind. There's no double advantage.
I have so many orb pondering memes. Huge collection.
Hey, look at that.
Did it go? All right.
So you notice that as you're wandering about, you see. At this point, you feel like you've seen all the patrols. There are 3 patrols that you have seen so far. You also see that there are unnatural animals. You've seen 1 or 2 wandering about the streets.
Let me see something.
Like animals that you're like, those are clearly not normal.
Okay, have I seen any
sir.
natural animals?
Say again, Delvin.
Do I see any natural animals about?
Some, but not many.
Like dogs, cats.
Yeah.
Like like stray dogs, stray cats, that type of
Yeah,
thing.
you see a couple, but not many.
I'm gonna. Yeah. All right. As soon as my computer stops being an idiot, we're gonna do. Use a little of that to try and basically, because I'm assuming invading.
You're turning into a robot. I think we lost him.
And befriend some of the.
I often,
How about
every
now?
once in a while, do enjoy some robot penis.
I think I can hear you.
You got me? Am I back?
You're back.
Okay. Basically, talk to the animals, I guess, to try and find if they've been able to get around the city without being harassed by the Dark Elves or whatever, and in ways that they've been able to do it.
So they understand you, and you. So
Right.
give me an insight roll to see how much you can grab off of them, because they don't really speak back.
Right. They don't talk back. I just kind of get impressions of what they're, you know.
So you get the feeling that for the most part their life has been unchanged.
Okay.
One of the cats tells you there are a few. You get the feeling that one of the cats is like it's been lean hunting, but that's about all you can grab out of that.
Okay.
You're not.
Do I
this
recognize
is the area
any
where
of-
Delvin hung out the most before the Dark Elves?
Right.
So you have some insight into this area.
Right. And do I see any of the like, am I noticing anything odd about the behaviors of the unnatural animals? Are they hunting? Are they patrolling? Are they
They are
guarding?
watching.
Like,
You
what I
absolutely see
mean?
that
Like-
they stand still a lot, and they will watch areas, and that when they pretend to sleep, they're definitely not sleeping.
okay. I will do my best to avoid them. Even though I look like a dark elf, I'm going to do, I mean, nothing obvious of like, oh god, I'm going to turn around if I see one, but like, basically not.
You're flying casual.
Stay as far from interacting as possible.
Yeah, you're not gonna stick one in a bag.
Right. No,
Right. I'm not going to try and stick one in the back. I don't have a bag of holding. And just try and just wander around the area and getting, all the visual inputs that I can. of the different areas, see how the patrols, their pattern intersects this particular area for the home. See what I can see. If I can see anybody in, the surrounding homes, if they appear to be paying more attention to this area than they should, and stuff like
You
that.
actually notice that as you get into the 2 blocks around what is the prison, it's only dark elves. And then you get to the prison itself.
And these are all military type.
Say again?
Is it the military type dark elves or the commoners as well?
Both. And as you get to the prison building itself, you know that this actually used to be a mason's house. And you see that it has been reworked into a barracks. The first 2 floors are a barracks. It's a 2-story building.
Okay. Are any of the areas, any of the buildings here, places that I know Kasim's friends had, shall we say, alternate entrances to?
So when you guys were talking last night, you found out they've been doing a lot of alternate entering through the sewers, and that they do have a couple of ways to get into here, including how to get into the barracks. They just haven't used it because that's the type of heat that they don't need.
Right. Okay. And you said Theory isn't staying. This is the douchebag with the fake hands house, right?
Theory's, yep. The T is on his house.
Right. Let's see if there's any intel to be had in this direction that we might need. Okay. See if he's what it looks like around his house. Does it look like he is, if he's being kept in or kept out?
Okay, got it. All right.
If that makes sense.
So that's where you're heading next. Go ahead and give me another stealth roll to see how you wander about town. And that area will be your next investigation roll.
I'm still dark elfed up, but I will go ahead and.
All right, just to see if anybody again notices, because it's not many of them. All right, you're good. All right, but now back to home. The cat is asleep and in a cage. Carden is relaxing somewhat after his encounter with himself again.
That poor guy, he needs a bonus.
So you're gonna tell me what all kinds of treasures you got from this guy?
I have no idea.
I take
Igor,
I cast detect magic.
Igor
as a
tells
ritual.
you very matter of fact.
You see that of everything that he brought, 3 of the bottles were magical, but they were minor magic. It's just they keep whatever's in them fresh for longer. And only one of the scrolls is magical. All the other scrolls are like instructional or a couple of fanfics. That sort of.
Igor keeps those.
It's about Gregor Petrovich and the Dark Elf Priestesses. The one I told you. What is this scroll?
The scroll is a scroll of Speak with Animals.
A scroll of Speak with Animals. Wow. That certainly is a scroll.
It's a divine magic spell, which you get the feeling is why the Dark Elves fucking ignored it. But
yeah. And Igor will explain to you that it was ravaged. They took basically everything they could lay their hands on.
That sounds about right for Dark Elves.
Yep. Also, we got a cat, and I would still very much enjoy seeing how it ticks. Don't you worry, I can still take it apart and put it back together just as new as it is now.
So if you think, here's the story. Igor, don't,
Yes,
let's say vivisection for, the last resort. Okay?
Unfortunate, but I will
I'm not saying
understand.
it's off the list. I'm just saying it's the last one on the list.
It's all right. I will be very sad towards this list, sir, but it's all right.
So if this is a familiar, then Speak with Animals will not work on it because it's not an animal. It's a spirit. If it is a familiar, then not necessarily will it be able to talk. The only way to tell.
In casting Detect with Magic, would you be able to see if it were a familiar
Yes.
as they are summoned?
So I detect the familiar.
It is in fact magical.
Oh boy. Well,
Makes sense.
it could be a magical cat though. Somebody should use this
could be a
useless scroll
simulacrum.
of Speak with Animal just to check. Could be similar.
Yeah.
That's true. But who would waste such a powerful spell on a cat with wings?
They might have
Lucius
information.
says, you know, I can speak with animals.
Okay, well, speak with the cat. Lucius is a crow,
Yes.
right? And why can this crow talk?
Lucius is Declan's not quite familiar, but
Familiar.
very good friend.
Okay.
It was his wife's. He was his wife's
Could I-
familiar, actually.
But he could
Can I
talk.
speak with Declan after
Yes.
this is like 7? Okay.
You see, Lucius walks up to the crow and pecks the shit out of it to wake it up.
Unnecessary.
Hey,
Yeah, it's a little funny.
Hey, bitch.
It's a little funny.
Uh,
I mean, technically, it is an enemy combatant, so...
When I was in the wizard college, I was part of the student familiar anti-cruelty league. I think this is not nice to be doing to this winged cat.
the cat wakes up with a start, looks at the crow, and they begin speaking in rapid animal chatter.
How interesting.
The Lucius looks at you and goes, familiars can speak to each other. And he goes back to what he was doing.
Oh, that makes sense.
I fly, you don't. I fly,
Oh yes, of
you
course.
So after a while, the familiar looks back at you and he goes, conveniently, he's too far for his master to look through his eyes. However, that won't be for long.
And who's his master?
He gave a very long title.
Okay, that's some dark elf.
Dark elf.
Some dark elf.
Yeah.
If hypothetically the master could look through his eyes, he would still not know where we are because we are in, a certain basement of
You
a certain
know-
place.
We could always just we could tell the familiar we gotta cover his eyes, or we can and I just point to my hammer.
I mean, the crow's like, if we were doing that, I could just peck out its eyes.
That's
That's
Yeah,
a
that's
wonderful idea, actually.
That's a little like much though.
anyway.
free.
You can't really kill the familiar. You can just destroy its physical form, and later you can just summon it again.
Yeah, so we don't let it get destroyed. We could just
But he could.
tell him like cover his face.
It's
or-
the thing is with. So when my familiar, Laszlo, is not around, is too far away, I just summon him again. I'm not going to wait for him to fly all the way back. So at any
what do
moment,
we do with this?
And almost
It
as you're
doesn't
saying
matter.
that, because television timing.
yeah, see, that's the way it works with familiars. And now, he will repeat everything, to his master. And
As you say that, you see Lucius's eyes go like really big. And he's like, then why am I here?
I have no idea. This is a magical anomaly and something that probably should be studied and recorded for posterity.
Or like he just like
I agree.
pops off like to ponder the meaning of life. Like the butter robot.
Find
And
that
Igor
old-
chases after him a little bit with a couple of scalpels.
Like-
Come back, wait. Posterity
The butter robot from Rick and Morty. He's like, oh.
What is my
Exactly.
purpose? You passed the
The
butter.
science.
So the familiar has left, but you now know that it is in fact the familiar of one of the Dark Elf wizards.
Great.
Oh, Lucius
That's
calls
good.
over his soldier. He says that the coven is 13 strong.
The what?
13.
What?
13.
Wait,
13
13
wizards.
The
Oh.
coffin?
Oh,
13
I thought you
members,
said
yeah.
the coffin.
Coffin.
Oh.
Is 13 strong.
I did too.
The coven.
Yeah.
The coven.
The
Yeah.
coven.
I also heard coffin.
The coven. Coffin is 13 strong. It's a strong coffin.
I'm just
Alright.
going
Ah.
Since we're all in the basement and the bird did see us all, Igor will kindly ask everyone to leave and spend the rest of the day. And as he asks them to leave, they see he takes out a knife and he's going to start taking off bits and bobs.
I'd like to talk to Declan.
Okay, let me get to
as well.
Delvin, and then we'll get to Declan. Delvin, you get to Thery's house, and you see that there is a stone giant sitting outside the house.
The same one from
That
the last
dick.
trip.
It is the same one from the last trip, yes.
Does he look like he's happy to be there, or does he look kind of like this is some bullshit?
You can see that he is as happy with his lot in life as he was last time you saw him, but he's also mean mugging any elf that comes anywhere near his building. Which, it's a stone giant, so they're all like, I'd rather not get kicked by that.
I don't want to involve myself with this.
How long do you spend watching it?
Well, actually, hey, you don't see me check, because I. What's up?
So go ahead and you're going to give me that stealth roll to make sure that nobody notices that you're watching the house. How long do you want to watch the house for?
I actually want to try and creep closer, without even mean mug dude seeing me. That's why I'm going to go ahead
so
and
this
give
is
you
a for real stealth check. This is not a...
This is a real stealth check. This is not a. I'm not being noticed.
Got it,
This is I want to go poop.
All right, go. Hey, wait.
Did it not go?
You got a 13.
There it is. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Oh well, he's gonna probably see me.
I don't know.
But,
Man. Maybe
I don't
stone
know
giants
that
are bad
I rolled
at
poorly.
perception. What do I know?
Since I don't know that I rolled poorly, I'm still gonna try and sneak around to the back of the house.
As you start sneaking past, he crouches down in front of you and looks you right in the eyes. He says, "The master is not meant to be disturbed."
If it's the same master as last time we met, he's already disturbed.
The giant looks at you and he goes,
Just kidding.
"Most of the dark elves only need to be told once to stay away."
Fair enough. And I will let him see me backing away. I will hands up, start backing.
You see,
slowly
he
away from
reaches
him.
over and he grabs a chunk of stone and he's just watching you.
Yeah, apparently this ain't the time. I ain't even mad at him. Look, I was going to try and creep to the house, but it didn't work.
Okay.
It's not that important. And then I'll just start doing back to the normal. Hey, y'all don't see me heading back to the.
All right, so you get back to the
house.
house.
So that was just a failed stealth roll. It wasn't. He didn't realize that I wasn't
Right,
dark elf. So I'm good with that. I didn't want to change that at all. I'm good with him thinking I was just some random
They
dark
actually
elf who
have
was trying to get close to the house.
Stone giants actually have decent perception. I was kind of surprised.
But that wasn't a great
I
roll.
mean, also
He's a house guardian for a reason, and I'm not trying to start that shit.
So
Not without the.
So you get back to the house, and as you get back to the house, is soon after the familiar gets unsummoned, and you guys are now at the point where you're discussing what it is exactly that you're going to try and get done next.
Brooklyn and then Agmagni.
Oh, right.
Conversation
Sorry.
may possibly have some.
Ogmagni, you walk over. Declan actually has been spending time in the house because he just doesn't want to deal with dark elves. He likes elves less than Ashlyn does. There's been exactly one elf that he liked. It was in fact his wife.
Oh, that's nice.
So you walk in and you see him and he's like, "How can I help you, young one?"
You speak with animals, right?
I talk with the animals. I walk with the animals.
Squeak and squawk, right?
Thank you.
Of course, who doesn't know that?
I mean, Dr.
Do you have a certain control over them? Like, will they listen to you sometimes? Or certain ones will? Could you get a message to someone?
Yes, this I could do.
My clan is a month's way away. I don't see myself being able to make it there and back before this city is overrun with these,
Knife ears?
But, yeah, I'm trying. But my tribe are a tribe of warriors. Even the smallest of them, or the oldest of them, can still best most men or warriors in combat. Having them know of the incident that's going on here, knowing that the gods are being forsaken upon, and knowing that their favorite son, Ogmagni obviously, could be in potential danger after he has given them such tributes might rouse them.
Lucius can go and give a message.
I don't know. I think they might have a favorite daughter.
I'm gonna punch you through a wall.
Oh, you mean like
Who said that?
You?
Not fair. You've never met her. She sucks. She's terrible. She used to put sea vipers into my bed when I was a baby. It was bullshit.
So like he grabs Lucius, who's still having an existential crisis. He's like, Lucius, fuck out, Lucius. And Lucius, you point out to him on the map, and he's like, all right, who am I supposed to look for? You describe your father, and he says, I will make sure that they come. And off Lucius goes. You guys will see Lucius again at some point.
You don't need to talk to my sister, though. She's probably off doing something important.
You know your sister's gonna come save you, right?
Yep.
She's not
my little brother
me.
could
I don't
handle
need
this.
saving.
Yeah,
I don't need saving.
The issue is your father can't come. He's too busy with the baby you left.
Oh yeah, you mean potentially in the entire world, and therefore it was the best thing to do to hide him there, while some wanted to gut said child, not pointing any fingers, and I'm pointing all the fingers at Kasim.
Kasim is still iffy about the baby in general.
You just don't like the cold. I'm sorry.
So actually, because Megan is not here, rather than moving into the jailbreak or whatever it is you guys have planned next, we're going to go ahead and call tonight here. We'll be back next Monday. And the decision will be... Not that it matters, because we made decisions for this week and did not in any way, shape, or form follow them. Like, I even found a new map-making program. Check this shit out. I didn't make this map, but I found the new program, and I really like this. As that loads up. This is a program called Incarnate. So that's definitely a thing that I'm going to be messing around with for future maps. But someone said, hey, I need a Dwarven Citadel. And I'm like, you know what? I'm the type of DM who does things that his player wants, and so Dwarven Citadel.
I mean, last time I was talking about a Dwarven Citadel, and you're like, I don't have a Dwarven Citadel already. So I figured that, we're not going to do Dwarven Citadel. Sorry.
Anyway.
Hold that again.
Actually, at the end of this jailbreak, you guys will all hit level 8. So that's the thing to be paying attention to. Because we are in fact coming up to the end of the end of this tier. And how that ends is all up to you guys. Oh man, I'm.
Wait, did you say at the end of today or at the end of?
You guys will be.
Okay.
At the end of today, he said the end of today. It was supposed to be today, and so it should be.
It's not my fault that you guys decided not to fight anything.
We're not gonna fight anybody without our collar of lightning and thunder.
That is true. That is your
that
your
was
main
pretty badass.
right there.
I gotta say, that was awesome.
All right, so today we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna raid, because I've been forgetting the last couple of times. Okay, we're gonna raid the Crit Show. What is it? I don't know. Thank you for everybody for watching tonight. It's been a ton of fun. And as always, good night, Gracie.